topics we got?
All right.
4. So this is going to be rapid fire. Rapido.
Okay.
All right, let's see how it works, right?
Well, it was ILNL.
I don't know what the hell that was. Welcome to ILNL. Back again for the first time.
Bacon pancakes are stuck in my head now.
It is. I've been here
That's
too.
where I got the cake from.
Ah,
But I was
okay.
thinking about
At least yours switched over.
something about come and put your name on it.
New
Yeah.
York is more in my head than that one.
Well,
Oh.
welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for watching and all that. If you're on YouTube, of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit that alert so that way you know when a new episode goes up. If you happen to be in the podcast directories, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
And our nice melodious voices.
And we've done it. We are fully integrated. So if you need a fix for ILNL, we got you covered.
So now we just need to take over the metaverse.
Yes. Chris, say hi.
Hello.
Chico, say hi.
Greetings and salutations.
Tim here. So,
No, Tim's
without
there.
further ado, let's jump into our stories. Shall we?
We shall.
All right. So, poor Chico.
This messed up my work.
So, Amazon, who is the owner of the popular service Comixology, decided to fix what ain't broken. And now
They broke it.
it's not as usable as it was before.
It's breaking.
They done broke it up.
But as far as I can tell, after experimenting a bit, it's only the PC version that's jacked up.
The PC version.
Yes.
So,
The app seems to be okay.
so
It's weird.
if okay, with them making this change, I'm going with the thought that they're trying to do some type of improvement to improve user experience, because that's always the thing when it comes to tech. It's user experience. How can I make the user experience better?
The whole time you just messed up the user experience.
And that's the question right here. Like, what was the thing? So tell us what was changed. What was improved upon by Comixology?
So the app and desktop, they were mirror images of each other. They both worked exactly the same.
So no matter what you were on, you had the same experience.
Yes. So now, if I web on in the computer,
Yeah.
it opens up into Amazon, like the Amazon shop. Except you got all the comics. under
Like
it.
Kindle?
No, like Amazon.com.
Like, I'm going to go buy some bath towels, Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
But instead of all the usual stuff at the bottom to buy, it's nothing but comics.
And it's not even the comments that you had. These are just
Oh, they always show the ones for you to purchase and what's new out. That's what they show in the front. Now, there are tabs that show your library.
Yeah.
The library, what you're reading, your smart list that shows stuff you haven't downloaded yet that you own, what you've read, what you haven't read. On the PC, they are gone
So
and practically hidden.
they pretty much put their storefront on top of Comixology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas in the app, I can show you. Give me a hot sec.
So
I should have logged in on the computer here so you could see.
Oh, that would have been cool. Well, that's all right. So I'm gonna ask you this because you and I kind of share the same thing as far as like we read comics, but we're like not into it as much as Chico as far as like the app thing. like we've gone through overhauls of software that has just completely been blown up, and like you constantly talk about, I can't remember the name of the game that you got really upset that you had it for 2 months.
Lawbreakers.
Yeah. So in the vein of trying to be innovative, what do you think about this whole thing with Comixology?
Like, if it's, I mean, I get that you're trying to fix it or you're trying to make it. I imagine they're trying to make it user friendlier
Something
or
like that.
something. But yeah, isn't it something you can do to test this prior to, putting it out into the.
That is a good question. Was this just done off the random? Did they actually like go through beta and make sure that this was something that people
Because beta
wanted?
would be wise.
Well, I wasn't asked about it. Oh, and I had to go in and change.
Sir, I don't like it. I don't like it
I
one
had to
bit.
go in and manually change how I pay for stuff.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So I had it set up to go to my card, my bank card for when I. That's
When
how
you
it
make
was-
your purchases,
Right.
Yeah.
When they did the update, everything goes to my Amazon credit card.
That's an inside job.
Yo,
That's an inside job.
what the heck?
So they're going to get interest on
And the
top of that
only-
because it's on the credit card.
And the only reason I caught it, because now I keep getting alerts for any books that I have like subscriptions to. I'll get an alert saying, hey, your pre-order's been paid for. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess that's a lot more emails than I need to have coming because you didn't get an email for your comics before. You just got a thing that said, hey, you purchased this, cool beans.
Huh.
So, yeah.
That's
So I had to
sus.
go in, change that over.
Nah, that's sus.
I don't care for that at all. Like that's the whole thing of we're the mafia, and we noticed that you were buying your newspaper across the street, but we got a perfectly good newspaper route over here.
So we're gonna strong arm you into
Right.
purchasing it the way we want you to.
So
Come here, come over here.
this is what we got now
All right.
on the phone.
So we'll try to
Okay.
see. Let's see what we could do that. Something like that. Okay.
So,
So for those of you
so
that are
it-
listening, Chico is showing his Comixology app from his phone.
yeah, that's my library. It opened up straight to what I own.
Right.
On the PC, I had to hunt for it. I had to go into my account and find a certain tab. Found my books. Ask me what
like
happened.
the metaverse to me.
Now,
Sounds like one of the metaverse
On here-
apps.
Good job.
Applications.
Applications.
Yes.
There you go.
Apps is yes.
so on
New
here,
word.
if I click a book, which I downloaded earlier, cover pops up and I can
You
start
can
reading.
start reading. Yeah.
Yeah, everything works fine. Zoom in, zoom out. I can read it by panel or whatever. Yeah, I click the book on the PC. It goes to purchase it. Like,
So it doesn't have a reading application built into this.
they took the reading application off the PC.
Wow. That's
Remedial.
horrible.
Remedial.
So, oh man.
Like, had I not went ahead and used the phone to see how it works, I probably would have like gotten rid of the whole thing.
That is insane.
But it's like the best way to get my indie comics because not everybody's doing readers.
Right. Yeah, they're talking about in the article about how some of the features that you mentioned, like pinching and zooming and going panel for panel as you swipe, those things which are kind of application specific are gone.
So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're tried it on the PC or their phone, but
Something's
That's it.
broken.
yeah,
Jeez.
that's it. PC is a no-go for me, but right now the phone works. I haven't updated my Kindle Fire yet,
So you might want to keep that.
but I have it with me in case I want to see the actual difference.
Definitely do. Definitely do.
Let's see, I what I had my iPad in my bag, and apparently I took it out. Matter of fact, to go through comicsology, and I think I left it at the school.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, hopefully you'll be able to get back to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
cause yeah, we need that.
Moving on. So, in other news of things changing and not exactly going back to the way that they were, could you believe that the voice of Bender doesn't feel like they're going back to Futurama? And not because, hey, Futurama was a bad idea, basically because fair pay.
I mean, I dig it. Like today's price is not yesterday's price.
I can work with that. Like when
That's
what
how
was it?
inflation works.
When Hulu announced that Animaniacs was coming back and they were going to do that on Hulu exclusively. My first thought was, man, that show had a lot of actors on there, a lot of voice actors. And once they revealed that they were only bringing back Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, maybe Scratch and Sniff because Scratch and Sniff is there, Ralph the guard, and then Pinky and the Brain. It's like that's
It
what
sucks.
1/5 of Animaniacs.
Yeah,
Right, because you have the Good Feathers,
Slappy.
yeah, and Slappy. What's her nephew's name?
I don't want to say
remember.
Skippy, but that's wrong.
Nah,
Skip?
that might be right.
That sounds right.
Not sure. I remember. I have to look it up.
Little girl.
Mandy.
Yeah, Mandy and her dog.
Yep. There was a ton of characters.
And that bothered me. Like, I mean, it was and I think that's what kind of lost my interest because it was like there was no variety of characters like it was. Because you never knew what character you was going to get with the next episode.
Yeah, it was like a variety show.
So it was.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. And the whole thing of them kind of only bringing back a certain number of people, it didn't make it feel like it was a homecoming.
It didn't
was
feel like
just-
Animaniacs.
Yeah, it was just like this substitute of this thing of these ideas. I can't imagine Futurama without Bender.
No.
And if they were to recast, so be it. But John's the man.
And what's crazy is like they're not playing Futurama
Scroll down some.
on Animal Swim, Adult Swim. So with them playing it on Adult Swim, like people is kind of getting people, talking more about Futurama or looking forward to watching Futurama. So you're talking about new episodes,
Right.
Yeah.
As many times as they brought back Futurama for it to be a Fox property, then it went to FX and FXX and
Now it's on Adult Swim.
and Hulu, Adult Swim. It's hopped on and off of Adult Swim a couple of times. Like there's people who are hardcore fans of the Simpsons alternative, and I'm one of them. Like
Oh, there it is. Scroll down some.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So there's something. Okay, let me actually switch the cameras. So, John went and hashtag Bendergate.
Oh, scroll up
Love
some.
that.
I think it's in the regular part.
Well,
That's
we're
not
gonna go to
scrolling.
Twitter. No, the post is in Twitter, right?
I think so. There you go.
Okay. So, I'm gonna read this, and hopefully it won't bite me in the butt, because I haven't read this prior to us going for it. So let's just see what happens. Hi, I've been thinking about everything that's been going on these past months, and just to be clear, I don't think that only I deserve to be paid more. I think the entire cast does. Negotiations are a natural part of working in a show business. Everyone has a different strategy and different boundaries. Their price. Some some accept offers, some hold their ground. Bender is part of my soul, and nothing about this is meant to be disrespectful to the fans or my Futurama family. It's about self-respect. and honestly, being tired of an industry that became far too corporate and take advantage of artists' time and talent. Look, I wish I could give you every detail so you would understand, but it's not my place. Thanks again for the love, everyone. Still hoping for the best. In the meantime, I'll be in New Orleans shooting interview with a vampire for AMC, and very grateful to be. Thanks.
Nice.
So, as a sidebar to what we're saying, it came down to money.
Right.
If you happen to watch our previous episode, we talked a little bit about that with the whole thing of the movies. That sometimes, art is great up to the point where you got to pay some bills.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I think this falls along lines of that. So anything that you guys think about this whole situation of it's not you, it's me?
I mean, yeah, you got to pay to play, and I'm not playing if you're not paying. And like you said, we're talking about this is what early 2000s
For Futurama?
for Futurama.
Something around there.
So we're talking about from
And
then
it was
to
the
now,
second or third resurgence.
right?
Yeah, it's the third time around.
So yeah, you have to pay me more, and I love the way that he put. Just to let you know, I am working. I'm
Right.
I'm not just sitting here. Oh, I'm working. There's a coin coming in. So yeah,
And I'm sure he's still getting residuals
exactly.
from
He's still getting vendor
everything.
money.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, he finished out Adventure Time, Forgotten Lands, the Finn and Jake story. That was really, really well done. Yeah.
You forgot to watch those, didn't you?
Yeah. So he's working.
And he straight up said, yeah, so not just me,
Yeah.
whole cast needs to be paid.
And
And I noticed he said there was something about some back and forth with the other characters originally.
Oh. Well, I hope that they are able to revive and revisit the show because it's one of those shows that it has charm and deserves to have a full life. And the politics of entertainment kind of got in the way of it really being what it could have been, even though it's still
It was one of them
has
rainy
its
day
things.
things.
It does fall in that line. Yeah, I would
Yeah, it's
definitely
like
say.
it's like Fifth Element. If it's on, you're gonna sit there and watch it, no matter how many times you've watched it or anything.
yeah,
Fair enough.
that's what I do. Like when how can I say this? Like when I don't feel like thinking, it's
When
from
you
a
need
hard
something
day
to
from
run.
work.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, Futurama. That.
Moving on. So, in some sad news, I'm sad to report that Nintendo has made the difficult decision of shutting down its eShop for the Wii/Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. I'm going to jump out there and say something that I think some of us have been thinking for years. I don't trust anything that Nintendo says when it comes to shutting anything down. Here's the proof,
Okay.
and follow along with me.
Go on us with this journey.
All right. So, did Nintendo say that they were going to pull the 3D Mario collection off of the shelves?
Yes.
Can you still buy it?
Yes.
Yep, that's one. The what's the other thing that they said they were gonna pull? Dang it! I had like 3 of them in my head, and now I'm blanking out.
Good job.
No, I just can't.
Short journey.
I can't prove. can't prove my point that well. Either way, Nintendo has had a history, as of recently.
Of lies and deceit.
Oh, well, they did pull Mario 35. They said they were going to pull that,
That was
which
so
that was
trash.
so bad.
That was so trash.
Nintendo has a history of trying to make things exclusive, and I think that that doesn't work all the time. Scarcity doesn't work all the time. But in this case, we're talking about two systems that haven't had any new titles in years. Like the 3DS was replaced by the Switch. The Wii was replaced by the Switch. Like it was a 2-for-1 deal. Bop bop.
Indeed.
2 pieces in a biscuit. So I can understand them pulling down the shops.
Mm-hmm.
But there are legacy applications in these apps. I mean, like the Pokemon stuff. That's a really big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like people have been playing Pokemon on their 3DS or their 2DS. Might end up losing a lot of their stuff. Like their Pokebank, I don't know if that transfers over, but I
was
think
gonna say
that's part of it.
a lot of the stuff in Pokemon I think was able to transfer. At least the Pokemon you've captured, if I'm not mistaken, you were able to transfer over.
Possibly, but what about all those people who bought a ton of games off the eShop and they depend on the eShop to re-download their games?
Well, you got a year.
So
You got one whole year.
Piece of man's got.
So I'm not digging this. Like I can't imagine that Nintendo's losing that much money keeping the servers running for these. Every time we go to a con,
Is it
we see people still playing their DSs.
Mm-hmm.
The system hasn't died. The community hasn't died. So I can understand if the Wii U stuff is going away because
that
didn't
makes
really do
sense?
well.
And as far as 3DS, at least for me, it was rare I downloaded anything as far as getting games. All mines were the cartridge.
Right.
So that
I
could
didn't
be
even know
the
you could even download.
yeah.
They didn't sell full games the way that we're used to now.
Yeah.
Like it was like WiiWare games and like simple. It was the beginning of buying games digitally. So
That's
they
what I'm thinking.
didn't have a lot of it.
It doesn't really make a difference if it shuts down.
I don't know.
'Cause that was such a cartridge-based system.
I imagine that there's games that were exclusively eShop that you're not going to get ever again. It makes me think of,
Well, there's always that, but are they like worth making a fuss over?
well, it depends on what it is. I
I mean,
mean,
it depends on if you found your niche playing it.
like this makes me immediately think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade. It was in the summer of arcade for Xbox 360. Once that game got delisted, the only way you had it was if it was on your system.
Or if
It's like Silent Hill for the PS3, that demo. If you didn't get it on there, it was gone.
before they brought it back, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that was delisted for a really long time.
10 years?
I think so. So that's like, just for the sake of archiving games, I think that this is a bad thing. Because then this brings about the whole thing of emulation
And they're trying to
Nintendo
push people into either buying the Switch or the Switch Lite or the OLED.
they'll probably find a way to get those games and put it into that shop too. Probably, maybe. But either way, I think it's a bad move. And if it's not hurting their bottom line,
Now, if they had moved said games to the new system, to the Switch, would it still make a big deal, in your opinion?
eShop games, if they moved it to the Switch, I'm thinking that they should, regardless. Like the whole thing of the Switch is that,
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, if you could play a Nintendo game emulated, why can't you play a Game Boy Advance game emulated on the Switch?
But like I said, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to force people to. Make that. Make that switch.
Good job. All right. So coming up on our last.
Speaking of making stuff.
Yes. Good job on the transition. Saved me a whole bunch of headache because I was trying to think of how to move this to it. Thank you very much. February 22nd is around the corner. By the time you see this or hear this, we would have already passed that date. But
25th.
22nd. Okay, got to deviate a little bit. But the Steam Deck is either on its way or here. And the lovely people over at Valve have put together the repository to print yourself out, 3D print a Steam Deck. This is the first time I could think that all of us have done a pre-order at the same time. Not same time, but around the same thing for a release. So I'm gonna start with you, Chris. I know 3D printing is something that you're not doing at the moment.
I don't do it because I don't have enough money to have a.
Right.
It's not that you didn't want to do it.
Okay, like
I feel like if it wasn't the issue of spending money for one,
25th.
we'd probably all have our own 3D printer.
It's 25th.
Yeah, 25th.
Well, said right in the article.
Well, no. They're letting people know on the 22nd for the release on the 25th. That's the 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for people who have reservations. That's why I'm confusing the dates. Yes, the release date is the 25th.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, yes. I think this is bad news for Nintendo. These portable PCs have been around for a really long time.
I feel like it's more bad news for the regular console systems than it is Nintendo.
No.
I'm trying to figure out, how does this work?
How does what work?
How is somebody going to be able to are you charging people the same amount
To do what?
to
Oh, well, you still got to put the hardware and all that in there.
right, but
You're talking about with the 3D printing?
yeah.
Oh, you're just building a shell.
Yeah.
You're just printing a shell. So, like, let's say you wanted to print out the Steam Deck shell, but you want it in a different color. Or you use a certain type of filament that had a design in it, or something like that. You could print it, take out all the interior stuff, the guts of the original, pop it into your 3D printed version, and it's just all still fit because it's made by the people who made it. So I think that's all.
Basically,
really
you're
is.
creating a skin.
Well, no, you're creating a case. Yeah, because it's the whole enclosure. So you're not just slapping on a sticker on top of it. Either way. The whole thing of this Steam Deck, I think that it's a bad thing for Nintendo because Nintendo has been doing really good as the portable system for independent games. And now you're going to have this commonly accessible portable PC.
Okay, yeah.
So it's going to take that indie part out of the eShop for Nintendo. And actually, it will make better quality control because we won't see so many crappy games. Because we can go right to Steam and get exactly what we want. What was your reasoning for wanting to get into portable PC gaming? Either of you.
I just like the idea of just being portable anyway. Part of it is, well, with me working in the school system, I like exposing my kids to, games that they might not otherwise have access to. So they know, if they don't have a Switch at home or have whatever at home, they know, the video game club that Mr. Akamura runs, they're going to be able to play at least for that good hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like, I like the fact that I could take games on the road or whatever. So honestly, I don't even have a lot of PC games. I think what I just found out was my old Windows software, my Windows 10 software, because Windows went up to 11 now.
Yes.
So my old Windows 10 software has been taking up a lot of space on my gamer PC or laptop. So I think that made a lot of room
Thank you
for
for
things. It's still on credit. So until I get a tuition, yeah. Anyway,
You'll finish it. You'll finish it.
yeah, but yeah. So I mean, I do want to get into PC gaming more, and what better way to get into PC gaming than a portable PC
Yeah.
or a portable? Yeah,
Yes.
portable gaming PC.
Yeah, because I mean these things have been around for some time. This isn't the first.
You know what? In doing my research with the Steam Deck, I realized that they were like, "Oh yeah, well this,"
Yeah,
and
the
I'm like,
AL is
"Oh,
yeah.
this has been a thing. This
Yeah.
has been hot."
I'm excited for this just because I've always wanted to have a portable PC gaming system. Like the experience of playing on PC, I never really got into because I really got deeper into console. But I slowly made my way through some friends over at EB Games / GameStop that then hit me to PC, and so when they said that this was being made, the price point was great. It already has the game library I've already purchased. All I'm doing is just putting it in I can't put it in my pocket. That thing's too big. So in my backpack.
But the question is, okay, so is it just the games that's on Steam?
Depends on how you use it. You can install other operating systems. And so if you don't have anything in your Steam library.
It's only got one, maybe two games on my Steam.
Well, that's okay. You'll end up buying more.
I don't have any.
Well, see,
I don't have a gaming PC. That was the whole point in this. Like, I can get this, and I don't have to get a computer.
Yep. And you can use it as such.
Right.
You can hook up keyboard, mouse, and
that's
monitor.
That's what I was wondering. Like what are the
But
possibilities?
it does hook up to the TV too, right?
Not without the dock.
Right.
Oh, actually, yes, without the dock.
It can without the dock.
Yes, I found out you can do it without the dock. Like that's the type of cable you can get.
Probably a USB-C cable.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, if so, that would be dope. I saw
But
the
they haven't
pics of
come out
them
with
using sticks, so that got me really
Yeah,
excited.
they haven't come out with the dock yet.
You use
can't
Oculus with
purchase
this
the dock
thing?
yet.
No, not powerful enough.
Really?
Oh, wait, no, I take it back. Some VR games have not been approved to work on this, but there are some VR games that you can connect your VR set to.
But what I want to know is what's the wait time as far as those who've made reservations?
You have to go to your Steam account to find out. I'll show you mine after we're done.
Because I didn't.
Yeah. So, we rapid fired 4 topics for our first new format show. How did it make you feel?
It worked.
How did it make you feel? Well, I'll be honest.
Can't really say I paid much attention to the time.
I'm gonna have to get used to this, but I think I can. We'll figure it out. Well, let's go ahead and wrap
Like I
this
said
up.
at the last show, you can do it.
So let's go ahead and close this thing up. For Chris,
Peace.
for Chico, gotta say something to the podcast.
Bye.
Words.
For Kristen, Tunisia, and myself, thank you guys for watching, listening as always. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit that alert button so that way you know when a new episode goes up. If you're on the podcast directory, subscribe on any format of podcast that you like or listen to. Of course, we have our Facebook community, I Love Nerd Life community on Facebook. A lot of stuff happens in there. Please go ahead and jump into that, get some excitement and fun in that group. And yeah, we have swaggy things. So more swaggy things are on the way.
You don't have your mug up here.
No, I don't have a mug, but I'll remember to keep it up here next time. So, with all that being said, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and
This is ILNL.
speedy delivery.
It worked.
I was thinking about Mr. Rogers, the mailman dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, what?